That was awesome. I'm so happy for our guys. I thought the spirit of the team, the competitiveness, the fight, the scramble was terrific for all 48 minutes. Another night where we forced a bunch of turnovers, allowed us to get out and get some easy baskets in transition. Continuing to share the ball with 33 assists. A bunch of individuals had really big impact tonight. And I don't want to miss an opportunity to praise these guys, so just give me a second. Cody is really finding his footing as a pro. The confidence he's playing with every night, the ability to not only find shots for himself, but be a ball mover and a connector on the court offensively has been terrific. Defense has always been Cody's priority, and I think he's continuing to do a good job on that end of the floor. Really, really proud of him. Ace is continuing to grow before our eyes. The offense is what will be talked about a lot. He's shooting the ball really well right now. 19 three-point attempts is crazy, but he made a lot of good reads. Like, there were maybe a few where you felt like he was pressing, and those were probably after he'd made a couple. But I think he's keeping it simple. He doesn't look as rushed on offense. His balance looks way better. And then I think his length and his youth and his energy defensively is really helping us. He's getting his hands on the ball, creating some turnovers, 3 steals tonight. I'm really proud of him. EJ is somebody that I think is really easy to root for. He's tough, he's competitive, fearless, perfectly delusional, fights so hard on every play, brings a ton of energy to our team. The way our group responds to him when he plays gives a lot of life to our group. Career high tonight for him with 23 points, but couples that with 10 assists. I thought it was a really terrific performance by him. And then I do want to make sure that I mention, Flip continues to deal with a variety of roles, and he handles himself with a ton of class, and had a very calm, quiet, great game tonight. Lastly, the 2 guys on 10 days, like, that's what it's about. These are 2 guys who are getting an opportunity to play in the NBA for the first time. They're not wasting a second of it. It's all hustle and heart, deflection steals, block shots, rebounds, tip outs. It's been so fun to add those guys into our group. It's not easy to do what they're doing, but the way they carry themselves, the way they're approaching each day, you can see the guys in the locker room embracing them and rooting for them, and that's a testament to the guys in our locker room and the type of people that they are, but it's more a testament to AG and Bez and how they go about it every day. I'm happy for our fans that we got to play that way in front of them tonight. They deserved it.
I want to dig into Ace a little bit more. I think I remember, it must have been November, maybe early December, and we were talking about, shot selection and, his face and different things on offense, and it was you don't want to, mess with all of that right now. You kind of want to let him, play a little bit free and then deal with that later. When does that later start, and how much kind of development just naturally have you seen from him in those areas over the last couple of months?
Later started a while ago. He's working so hard on his game every day. There's the team aspect, the reads, the schemes, personnel that he's learning a lot and putting a lot of time into, but the work that he and Chad are doing on the court, one-on-one, think you're seeing Ace and the technical pieces, getting cleaner. They're not perfect yet, but there's moments where he recognizes when he didn't do it well, which is a big sign of growth, but he's working so hard. Like I'm mentioning Chad, we don't talk enough about our staff and our young players and the way that they're developing and their improvement, both individually and collectively, is only because of the work of our assistant coaches. They are there for them every day. They are on them every day. They tell them the truth. They watch individual film with them. They are there early and are there late to work with them individually. They're sounding boards for our young players. And, those relationships when you're working with somebody individually are really integral to someone's development, because it's not just dribbling and shooting, it's navigating the NBA season and navigating life as a young player in the NBA. And we are lucky to have the group of assistant coaches that we do. All the things that we're seeing on the court are because of them. And, we don't talk about them enough. They never will get enough praise for everything they do day in and day out for our guys.
Do you ever feel like that you have something sneaky good with Ace, because he hasn't been a part of kind of a bigger national narrative this season, but that his slow development and heading into his sophomore NBA season could be really special?
Yeah. We've got a pretty big problem with national narratives, I think. But that's probably a discussion for a different time. I think those of us that are watching our team closely and are watching Ace closely every day understand that we're all very excited about his future. There's a lot of work to be done, and I have no doubt that Ace will do the work, but we don't do this for the praise. Ace isn't doing this to be a part of a national narrative right now. He's trying to get better so that when the time is right, he can deliver.
Elijah's had a lot of big scoring games in the G League, but what kind of growth have you seen in his offensive game at this level?
He's doing a good job of picking his spots. I think EJ still knows that defense is his number one priority at this level right now. But offensively, I think his willingness to keep it a little bit simpler has helped him. But then he really, puts the pedal down when he does get an advantage. Like in transition, when he gets somebody one-on-one and he has an angle, you see him playing physically through contact, and it's getting him free throws. In the half court, when he gets a catch and shoot, he shoots it. His drives are becoming a lot simpler in the sense of he's using change of pace and playing with great angles. It's not combo dribbling moves. He'll do a couple of those a night, but I think the fact that he's keeping it much simpler on offense is helping him.
With so many key guys out, Ace really kind of has to evolve into a leader. What have you seen from him as he's grown into a leader?
Yeah, I think Ace is more comfortable. Take the Minnesota game, for example. There were 3 or 4 instances where he's talking to AG, dead balls, explaining concepts to him, and it's because of the work that Ace has done, and he has a much better understanding. I also think that it's hard to come into a professional locker room at 19 years old. And I think the way that Ace has interacted with his teammates, the way they've interacted with him, he feels comfortable and almost like he's allowed to be Ace and he's allowed to be 19. And I think having confidence in your environment will always create the willingness to speak up more. And I feel like Ace is in that moment right now where after, 60-something games, he's more comfortable with his surroundings. He's more comfortable with the coaches. He's more comfortable with you guys. And so we're starting to see him be willing to share more of himself.